Hello everyone and welcome to another March of the Machine traditional draft, and we have an invasion of Kaldheim here. When it ETBs, you exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards, and you can play those exiled cards until the end of your next turn, so you can get some, well, basically you will be able to play maybe one or two of those cards you exiled the next turn latest, and then you get a Pyre of the World Tree. Discard a land card to deal damage to any target, which is also very strong, including players and battles, of course. And then you even get to maybe, you know, play a card that you get to exile. I mean, it's a career I might be willing to try. I could just take the Kendra spell spear or the Kami of Whispered Hopes. These are good for uncommons. Actually, this one is good too, and Scornblade Berserker can be also good. I like all the uncommons. Rough is also really good. It's two colors though. I think I'll try the rare here. I don't think it's necessarily that good. I mean, it's good, hopefully, but I don't. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like a bomb rare. It's not a bomb rare. I'm sure of that. Even though the Pyre of the World Tree is good, but that's still a battle you have to defeat. For defense battle, it's not also always so trivial to defeat battles, but I'm willing to try this card. SRAM Senior Edificer. Yep. Early in the draft, I mean, I can find like, let's say, 3 or 4 of these cards. Some aura removal, for example, works. There's a pacifism in the set. There are, playable equipment and playable vehicles also at low rarities, so you could take that. My first pick was red though. Furnace Range. I don't think I'm gonna go for the steel and sack. This is 4 mana discard mind rot basically, and then you can get the fairies after defeating a 4 defense battle. I think the Pyrenean Champion might just be the best card in the pack, but should I try it with the SRAM? It's early enough. It's a 2 mana 2/2. It doesn't ask much, and if you can get even one extra card out of it, it's already quite decent. But I think the Pyrenean Champion might be a better card. Anyway, this was early enough in the draft that I can find, like I said, if I have 3 of the things that trigger the ability, that's gonna be good enough. Now, what's the best card in here? So I have a white and a red. I have no reason to kind of force that color combination. I of course want to see what's open and move to those colors. I can take I think the Streetwise Negotiator is the pick. It's just such a nice, basically function as a 2 mana 3/3, unless you think it's better to give the counter to something else. But it's such a nice stat line in limited 2-drop if it has a 3/3 size, without any real downside. That's really good. I think I'll just take it here. Efficient 2-drop. I like it. All right, this pack. Okay, I do like a couple of things a lot in here. I like the emote. And then I like the Stormclaw Rager, but I also like the Invasion of Mercadia. Because the front side is quite playable. I mean, it is a tempo loss, but it's something you can play. But the backside is really good, and it's a 2 mana and 4 defense battle. It's not that hard maybe to beat it. And the Chiron Flamerite is just so good. And I have the Invasion of Kaldheim I kind of want to try. The Freewheeler is okay, but not amazing. These are 2 colors, and I don't have anything that's black or anything that's blue. So I think I'll just take the Invasion of Mercadia, given my earlier picks. Maybe I would take the Rager otherwise. I think it's quite nice. And early in the draft, when you pick that card, you can draft around its ability quite well. And that can be a quite powerful card that the opponent also always has to deal with. But I didn't really feel like taking a black red card because I had no black cards, and now of course I'm giving an option to take a Final Flourish, which is really good removal. Okay, let's see. Intervention is decent. The Great Sword would work with the idea that I might be, white-red using the SRAM. I have the green tutor, but this pack has nothing that's green. I'm not sure if the Great Sword is really that early of a pick. I might just take the Final Flourish to make sure that if black is actually open, I will not have passed this thing. Okay, fine. I think it's so good that it's better to see if black will be open. And now Fire Song and Sun Speaker. Do I have any copies of that card? No. I kind of want to have all the special arts just for the completion purposes, because I think if you craft these cards, you don't get the art style. You have to either draft them in a limited event or open a sealed, or open it from a pack. So, but this is just a 6 mana 4/6. It doesn't actually. I mean, it does give you sorceries and instant some abilities, but it's not that likely to have a lot of them. So I don't think I'm taking that. What's the pick then? I took a black card in there. I like the agent actually. I'll take the agent. Yeah, because I took the final flourish. Because the agent is totally acceptable in trading with anything that doesn't have like first strike or double strike. And then sometimes you actually have the mana to flip it into a 3/3, and then of course opponent has to block it or you just start drawing cards. Alright then. Scout, parents. Okay, what's the pick here? This is a fairly unexciting pack. I guess I could be like a black and white in the end. Had to take this parents here. I could just take the slasher because actually I'm taking the slasher because I do have two battles in here, right? So it's really I mean, if I play red, I have these battles, and then of course I will play the red card that is good at defeating battles. Now here, another card that is good at beating battles. There's also the Potent Tracker quite late, and I know I have this Negotiator here. Now, there's no black card in here to be picked. I could take the Knight of the New Coalition, but I mean, I have only one white card. I have one green card. I do like the Tracker actually more. Also, can help me defeat some battles slowly, but it still can matter. So this could be like a red-green deck suddenly. How about the Host Charger? I don't like these land cycles too much because it's actually quite nasty to use 2 mana on like turn 2 or turn 3 just to get a land. You don't really want to cycle them. So I don't really value them that highly. 6 mana 5/5 haster is okay. Okay, should I take the reinforcements here? We could take the Aetherbone also. Yeah, I think I'll still take the 2 mana card. And here I have a Jumping Kavu, another agent. There's the Oilcaster, which I'm not really sure how easy to make this good. Of course, a 5/4 minus for 4 would be very good, but it's not that easy to build it. There are cards, of course, that make you make the opponent mill, but yeah, I think I might just like my green 2-drops enough that I'm gonna take the Jumping Kavu here. It's a totally acceptable 4-drop. Prankster or the War Historian. Now I do have the 2 battles already, so I think I will take these cards that make it easier to beat battles. I like the Prankster as a 2-drop, but it seems like red and green are open here, so I should be maybe red and green here. And here coming in hot range. So I like the Timberland Ancient maybe the most because I think this as a 6 mana card is quite sweet with reach and trample, very good in defense and offense, and also the cycling means that you don't have to be stuck with that card in your hand. Okay, I got the Ramhosian's Greatsword back. I picked something else over it, but that came back after all. Alright, another Ancient. I don't really like the Scrap Jumper at all. I think it's just a bad card. Alright. So most likely I will be red and green unless something really changes, makes me change my mind. Well, there's no bomb rare in here that would make me change my mind. Yagle and Multani. Pretty funny to have an 18/6 stat line with no abilities. And I think I would play this in black-green decks. It's not a high peak though, but it is almost always a one swing and kill situation. But it's quite easy to block this, of course. Right, I'm taking the Spell Spirit. This is the best card in the pack, and the more good quality 2-drops you have, the fewer you have to play those bad, or let's say not bad, but unexciting quality cards. I might play the Invasion of Zendikar because I do have a couple of cards that are good against battles. But yeah, what was I saying, that you always need to have enough 2-drops in your limited decks because you really want to curve out regardless of the style of your deck, if it's fast or slow. Even slow decks need action on turn 2. So you prefer to have, you know, high quality 2-drops. And I mean, pick them quite highly in the drafts because that means you can ignore the, you know, playable 2-drops, like 2-mana 2/2s with not much upside. So that will make your game is much better when you can start with very good quality 2-drops. I don't know if that was easy to understand, but that's why I put a premium to high quality 2-drops, because that really makes the deck better. Stoke the Flames is quite easy pick here. There's nothing really that, you know, challenges the card here. And do I see something good in here? Now I see a Collective Nightmare here, and then I already have a Final Flourish, and I have some nice red cards, but not a lot of removal. There's only the Stoke the Flames. Now I could go for a splash. I could splash for the Final Flourish and the Collective Nightmare. Neither of these is a double caster, so they are easy to splash. And this pack is well fairly weak. I mean, even if I decide not to splash the black, I'm not missing on much. I think the Attractor's Fall is a nice sideboard card, but I might even get it back at big number. Is it going to be 11 then? But I'm going to take the Nightmare right now. And of course, I need ways to be able to support the splash. Currently, I obviously don't have any, but hopefully I will get some. Now, Invasion of Mercadia number 2. Well, I do have the War Historian. I have the Slasher here. Anything else that works? Well, I guess the Tracker kind of... It's very slow to remove defense counters with this, but sometimes, you know, it can actually make it faster to flip a battle. So I'm gonna take another copy of Invasion of Mercadia over something like a Shatter the Source. Yeah. Fearless Cult is really good, and I also like the Marauding Dreadship, and I think the Prankster would be a totally reasonable pick as well. There's also some nice blue in here, but it's a very easy Scald here. It is just a very good card. And now I have another option for a Ramosin's Greatsword. I don't think I'm gonna take another copy. If I play one, it's you know, really only gonna be one. There's an Invasion of Ergamon. Now, I don't think this is that good. You will get I mean, it's a cheap one, but it's 5 defense. And you can only like rummage once, discard to draw 1 card. It's much worse than the thing that actually allows you to draw 2 cards. And you will get a 3/4. That, you know, can get you another card, but battle I mean. But I think the War Historian is now better because I have already a bunch of battles here that I want to be, you know, attacking quite a lot. And this thing has indestructible. As long as it attacked a battle this turn, that's really nice. So let's do that. All the War Historians. And here, how does my deck look like? Now there is a Blighted Burgeoning if I want to splash for the black things. And the other options are like the Javeliner and the Converted Beast. I think I prefer to have the option to splash black. I don't think this one card is enough to make it a good splash because it's still quite unreliable, but it gets me closer to making it so. Alright, so here I could take another copy of Slasher, but I actually take the Frontliner because he's also good at beating battles. And I have now 3 battles, but I might find some more. Yeah, I want to have the 2-drop over the 4-drop in this case. And sadly nothing that helps me fix my mana, but the Fertility's Favor actually does. Yeah, okay, I'm actually doing it. This can get me a swamp, so I can maybe splash for the black removal, but I'm not gonna play the Sram or the Agent. And here I still got the Atrax's Fall at pick number 11, like I was suspecting. This is not really a card I'm that excited about. Well, I got a Great Sword after all. Am I ever gonna play like more than one of these? I suppose it's like slightly possible. And here I can take the Dreadship over the Historian easily. I do have a bunch of 3s though. Maybe I don't need it, but I still don't think I'm gonna play the Historian at all. Okay, hey, look at this. Bloodful Caves allows me to splash the black even easier. A 3rd Greatsword. I guess it's just not so good because people keep passing that thing. Alright, now... Oh, sweet pack, because there are 2 cards I absolutely want. Now, of course, the Dusk Legion Duelist is quite nice, but it's not really even a card worth splashing, and it requires a little bit building around. Oh, it's easy in this set, but this as a pack 1 pick 1 rare is much better than a pack 3 pick 1 when you are not even white. Well, yeah, I'm not taking that, but the cards I was talking about are the Finn, the Fangbearer. That's the very nice, defensive card, and sometimes you can even turn it into an offensive card, but also the Skittering Surveyor would be really good in here. That would basically mean that I have so many ways to fix for black mana that am I supposed to do it? I really like the Finn, and I might need to, I'm actually taking the Skittering Surveyor. This, I mean, it's maybe Finn was just easily better, but I really I like the Final Flourish and the Collective Nightmare so much that I wanted to make the splash happen, and now it will be easy to make it happen. I don't need a third of these Ancients. The Sailback it's okay, but I suppose I have an Atrax's Fall here already. That kind of works against artifacts and enchantments. And playing these and giving it haste is really not that great. It's a 5 mana 3/4. I think I'll just take the frontliner here, actually. And I do hope to find now a battle. I still have only 3 of them, so I would really prefer to get more of those. Oh, look at this. Now, this pack is really good. I mean, there's, for example, a Brining Champion, which is amazing. Well, I'm not taking that, obviously, but just to mention. But there's a Collective Nightmare and another Skittering Surveyor. But now that I took this Skittering Surveyor, I think I can just pick the Nightmare number 2 here. I do like the Hermit, and I do like the Storm the Seed Core as well. But I mean, I just take the very nice removal spell here. Okay, there's a Rixmedes. Not exactly a card worth splashing, no. But there's a very much of a card worth playing in the Herbology Instructor. Defensive early drop. The 3 life is quite a lot actually. And this can, block very well. And then of course this will pick off a small to medium sized creature if you get to transform it at some point. But yeah, it's an easy pick here. And then Sivan Branch Burner. I could have it. I'm not sure how interested in it I am. I'm pretty sure I'm not interested in the Ramosen's Greatsword too much. I could take a trick, although I'm not sure. Do I want to have a 4/4 flyer that requires tapping a bunch of my creatures usually to make it happen? I have no idea. I'm also kind of interested in the 1 mana trick here. I think I'll still take yeah, there was the Sailback too, but I suppose I didn't take that. But I took the Dragon. Maybe, I mean, this might be important sideboard card in some matchups where a flyer is, somehow really good. Here I'm just taking the Herbology Instructor, I think. I can play in this deck some 1/3s for 2, I believe. They are definitely not aggressive, but this has, good utility later in the game, and I don't think I need the Heal Slasher, and as much as I like this card, I'm not sure if I want to splash. Maybe I have enough ways to, get black mana that maybe I could splash it, but I think I mean, I have a lot of playables here already, so maybe it's unnecessary. And that, talking about playables, I could actually take the Pest. I might even find some of my battles. How many transforming cards do I have? Oh, also the Instructors. I really want to take the Rugged Highlands because it's a free spell, but sorry, a free card that doesn't eat a spell slot from my deck. But I think because I have so many, cards that have 2 faces, that this actually has to be the pick over the land. Yeah, here I don't think anything matters too much. I mean, I guess I could splash for this thing as well. Also, I could splash for this. Do I want to play it in main deck? I'm gonna take it for sideboard use at least if I don't play it in the main deck. Hey, I got Finn back. Wow, that's really cool, I think. Didn't expect that to happen. This is not necessarily something I want to splash for. It's an Edict, but I can't play it often on turn 2. I'm just taking the 4-drop here. And I get the Storm the Seed Core. How about the 2-drops? Do I need to pick a 2-drop? No, I don't need a 2-drop. I'm gonna take the Storm the Siege card. Not sure if I'm gonna main deck it, but it's an option to have after sideboarding. Okay, I can take this 2-drop over the other options. And another one of these. Okay, again, I did find the open colors. I'm actually taking these for the sideboard rather than the Scrounger. I don't care about the Scrounger at all, but there are, I guess, some matchups where I could just play the Aura. I think it's quite unlikely, but it's more likely to play that than a random 3-drop that I have no room for. And here we are. Well, cut the lands and then find 11 or 12 cuts. Wow, this format somehow, I mean, I have found the opening colors and there are so many, playables that it's easy to end up with more than 30 cards, but of course it's a somewhat high-powered format too, with a lot of not only good rares and mythic rares, but also a lot of strong commons and uncommons. So even though I have a lot of cuts, I'm not sure if this deck has that much very high power cards. But let's see. Creature curve is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, these are creatures, but not battlers. So because these things end up being creatures, but they are not creatures when you play them. Okay then. Well, I'm gonna cut the Blade Masters. Of course, these are redundant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 82 drops. That's quite a few of them. Scrappy Bruiser, Jumping Cowboy, Scald. How many of these I want to play? I think maybe no more than one ancient, but I mean, and I guess the Ramos and Greatsword goes away too. I like the Fertilage Favor, and that does find me mana for the black stuff. I don't think I need the Ral's Reinforcements in here. And here we go. That's 30 cards now, and I need to cut, well, at least 6, because I am, of course, not playing 15 lands. That's not quite enough, but I think I can easily play 16. Even with the splash, I have many ways to splash for the black, mana source. I need only one swamp in the deck. And by the way, I don't need the main deck Storm the Seed Core. As good as it is, it's not good against decks that, for example, have a lot of removal. You want to have like 2 or 3 creatures on the battlefield to make this really work nicely. I guess it can work with just 2 also, because you can distribute the 4 counters always, even if you have just 1 creature, but it's quite risky against removal, for example, to put all of them on the same creature. But yeah, I'm not gonna main deck it. I might sideboard it. I do like the favor, of course, because it will get me the swamp. I will want to try the Invasion of Kaldheim, the Dreadship. So yeah, is this actually something I don't need? Because I do like these other 3 drops more. In the end, I don't have more than 3 battles in the deck. Yeah, I was really hoping to find one more in the pack 3, but I didn't get there. This still, has a reach, which is nice against like a Preening Champion. Opponent plays a turn 3 Preening Champion, you have this thing, and they actually can't attack with the 2/2 flyer. And of course, there are other flyers in the format too, but it's something you shouldn't forget about this card. It's good against attacking battles, and it's good in defense because it also blocks flyers. So I do think that I think that out of these 3 mana options, the Marauding Dreadship is the easiest cut. Now, am I supposed to? I mean, I have to cut some of the 2s, I believe, but it's just I mean, I like all these a lot. Maybe it is gonna be one of the frontliners, because I do in the end have only 3 battles in the deck, and this is just a 2/2. I suppose it does have Trample. It can have some utility with Fertilage Favor, giving it 2 counters or something like that, but there's not a lot of ways to enhance this guy's power. So the Trample is rather redundant on a 2/2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-drops. I think 7 is, I mean, I can play 6, but I like playing 7 more, just to make sure I hit my 2-drop most of the time. But now I would still need to cut some cards. It could be the scrappy bruiser, but I also kinda like it. I don't have any that great ETBs necessarily. I mean, the creature that attacks and gets given the +2/+0 and tremble, it has to survive the combat in order to get back to your hand. So I could see not playing this thing. I have these 4 mana cards. Well, this has Convoke, but the Favor and the Invasion of Kaldheim, a couple of other 4-drops. So I can actually cut the Bruiser. And then I unfortunately think I have to cut one of the Historians. Again, if I had like 5 battles, I would definitely play all 3. But I have only 3 battles, so I don't want to go too low on creatures, but I think I can cut. Well, I'm actually not going to cut the non-creatures here. I do like this as mana fixer / trick. I'm not gonna cut any of the removal, and I'm not gonna cut the invasion of Mercadias. I need these to enable my splash as well, and well, Stoke the Flames is just very good, and I wanna try the invasion of Kaldheim. So that's, I mean, I guess if I don't want to cut another 2-drop, I have to cut a 3-drop. But I could see cutting the frontliner because both of these are, good against battles, so which I'm rather gonna have. Yeah, I guess these are something I can play on turn 2, even though it doesn't affect the board. Because I think the one cut is between the Historian and the frontliner, and maybe it is gonna be so that I don't main deck the C1 branch burner. I have some cheap cards though, which are usable for the Convoke. But then again, if I play in a matchup where creatures trade a lot early in the game, or the opponent just has a lot of removal, this might not be able to get a lot of discount from the Convoke. So I think it might be safer to just save it for the sideboard use. I like the Ancient because, 6, like I said, it's good in offense, good in defense, and then you have the option to cycle it if you are low on land. So I like to play one Ancient in the main decks of my green decks. And then that's the final cut, which is gonna be the frontliner or the Historian. I have more green. That's not really a reason to favor either, I don't think. I still need red early. 5/2, 5/3-drops. But there's also the burgeoning here, I suppose. Okay, let's play the 2-drop. 7 2-drops. 4 3-drops. Plus 10 on creatures. Yeah, this should be fine. And 16 lands is gonna be okay with the Surveyor, the Ancient, this thing untapping. And then of course the Invasion of Mercadias can get me also lands if I really need to. Although usually you prefer to discard excess lands to find some spells, but this I can keep a 2-lander if it has a red mana available and an Invasion of Mercadia, and I can be fairly certain to be able to hit my 3rd land drop. But yeah, this is the main deck now. Any other land than this? It's easy to check if you put mana value 0. No lands in here. Unless in sets where there are double-faced lands that have, spells on the other side, but well, that's not very common. Bloodful Caves, and then I'm gonna have a 1 swamp. This is not a swamp, of course, so I wanna have a swamp for these things to fetch. That's it, and then I will be. Wait a minute, maybe I should play not the M20 swamp, but let's quickly. Not one, but this, and hey, I was supposed to favorite it. It wasn't possible to do that. Okay, but this is okay. Fine. Sorry about this. Maybe I should have paused it. All right, there is the March of the Machine Swamp, and then some combination of forests and mountains. There are 14 land slots left in the deck. This is red source. This can get me a green source. I have more green cards though, so I have the option to. Well, I'm definitely playing 6 of both, but am I gonna play 7+7? And actually, with the Bloodfell Caves, there's already 7 for red. I have more green 2-drops, so I think it's. I mean, if I put the 7th mountain, I would have only 7 green, 7 forests for turn 2. So I suppose I'm gonna do it like this: 8 forests for turn 2. Yeah, this is 16 lands and with a splash, so that does mean it's gonna hurt your early colored mana. Of course, once I get to Skittering Cerberus mana, I can get anything with this. So from turn 4 onwards, I will have, of course, one more of each of these mana sources, kind of. But yeah, I think I'll just do it like this. And I might have to get a little bit lucky here to hit my early game early drops, but I don't think it's too bad. Basically, 8-7. Yeah, it's a bit inconsistent, but yeah, I don't think there's any other way to go. Even if I don't play the swamp at all, I could only replace the one swamp with something else, so that's the deck. Okay, opponent took one mulligan. I'm keeping this up, of course. I have both colors available, and I will have the third color with this thing. And of course, early plays here. And with both the tracker and the favor, I can even, transform this on turn 5 maybe. So I think I'm gonna just do this first. There's nothing to accelerate really into yet, because I don't think I'm gonna play the further its favor on next turn. I mean, let's say I play the tracker here. Yeah, I would have to tap these to untap the fourth mana. I think it's not very likely to happen. Alright, so they played nothing yet. Well, I think I'm gonna attack. I don't remember all the instant tricks in the format yet, but I mean, I'm not caring about the tricks, but let's say if there was a flash 3-3, then of course attacking with this would be a mistake, but I don't think there is. Jumping Kavu makes my Fertilit's favor quite actually. I can just attack here and they don't really have any good. I mean, they can block, which is good for me. If they don't block, they take 3, and then I can just play the tracker. By this way, I of course wasn't able to play my tapped land, but I can still have the untapped land for the next turn to play the Scald, and of course the tracker can also untap some lands. Okay, Seal from Existence. I don't really care who they're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna do that. Now, there's also one thing that is good to keep in mind. This cares about this creature's toughness when it transforms, and if it has +1/+1 counters when it transforms on the battlefield, it will retain them. So this actually would be a 5/5 with the Fertilit's favor if I first play this. So this would get rid of a 5 toughness creature or smaller. Well, this is rather easy now. Maybe. I mean, I am playing the Scald here because I can make this into a 2/4 double striker. This would be a 3/2 double striker. If they trade, that's fine. They do seem to have a trick of some kind. I'm kind of wasting this also with that line. Does that make sense? I could just play this Boat Range Slasher too. But I guess if they do use their trick... This does kill a creature though. I'm not so convinced anymore I'm supposed to attack with it at all. Let's do this first. Let's see if it resolves. Well, they don't have any blue mana, so I'm sure it doesn't resolve. Now... I'm actually giving the counter here. And not attacking with it. Because now I can flip it into a 4/4, which will give -4. So as long as the opponent taps out, this would be great. Oh, they have another Seal from Existence. Sure, well, that happened. Not much I can do about it. And then, okay, I'm pretty sure they are... Wait a minute, can I do this and... Yeah, I suppose I can. I have the 4 mana available post-combat. Okay, another instructor. I don't need a land, so I can take this. Do this, I can untap a land to have. So yeah, let's see now. Let's see now if I'm gonna just offer the trade in here or not. Because I can just play the slasher. I think I'm going to offer the trade here. It's fine. Because I can now play the slasher, and now I have a pretty good board still with the trick available. Double seal from existence. I have some way to... Okay, they get a 5-5. Annoying, but... yeah, that is truly annoying. Because it's... Yeah, this thing has menace, but of course... of course, that means that they can block with the 0-1 and the 5-5. But do I have mana to play and transform? I would need 8 mana. Transform as a sorcery. I wasn't supposed to play the land now and show them that I have it. But yeah, now I can actually finish it off. So I suppose that's how it goes. They have to use all their mana to transform the thing. So if they go for the blocks, I can assign 1 damage to the beast and 3 damage to this thing. And then finish it off with the instructor. But I shouldn't have played the land pre-combat because now the opponent knows I have the 8 mana to do that. So they might just take the 4. And I would actually prefer them to, to get rid of the entire board now. It seems like they do have a trick in their hand, so that's why they might refuse to block, but we will see right now. And yeah, I could use the favor, but it still would make this thing die. So I'm just gonna do it like this. This is totally fine. I'm still gonna have the instructor as a 3/3 and the trick available that maybe at some point I'm actually gonna be able to use. They are not gonna go for the block. That's what I suspected, because it seems like they do in fact have a trick in their hand. Yeah, there's nothing to do here. I could have, given this minus. I could have killed this, but that would have made no sense. Now, am I just going to actually go for the favor, making this into a 5/5, kill the the charger here, and attack with the 5/5? They're gonna trade with here, and then I still have a bunch of stuff. They are tapped out, so this is safe now. It's fine. Let's get the swamp just in case I draw 2 of my black spells. Okay, Finn isn't bad, but let's I have now what 8 mana here. I'm not gonna attack with this. I guess I don't have to even. I can even pay. I can actually pay with the black mana too. I mean, I'm at 27, but I don't really need this thing to be untapped, I don't think. So let's deal with the charger, I think. Is there any reason to prefer to deal? No, I'm gonna just deal with this. And now, well, I don't really have a good attack other than this, but if I can get the 2-for-1 this way, that would be very nice. Actually, it wasn't a 2-for-1, it would be a 2-for-2 because I did use the favor here, but still, this does clear way for my other creatures to continue attacking. And I still have all my battles in the deck, and this thing will be very good at beating the battles. I do hope to draw one. With that said, I also should not play all my lands in my hand, because, that can draw them some cards. Because I have 2 battles that make me discard a card to draw 2 cards, so I shouldn't play any more lands. But at least thus far I have needed all my lands on the battlefield. Okay, please don't get a counter on this thing. They would get a card if that's the case. Nah, they do. A shame, and they even have a Death Toucher to block with. So they in the end didn't have a trick of any kind. Okay. So the kind of a trick they had You know, they had priorities, was this mountain cycling ability. So I could have gone with the favor on my double striker, and this would have been a very different game, but they could have also had the thing that says that, you know, destroy target tapped creature at the instant speed. If they had that, it would be a disaster to use this in such case. Alright, so now they can double block the slasher with the 0-1 and the 2-1. That would be fine, I think. There's no attack with the pest, so let's just do this. I don't care if the Finn trades with the aspirant. Sorry, assailant. That's fine. Or if it trades with the duelist. So I do hope they don't get more counters, because they will get extra cards that way. I'm supposed to play this, I think. Now, one reason to not play this, if I draw the battle that says, you know, discard a card to draw 2, I would be willing to discard a 2-2. But then again, this becomes a 3-3 when it attacks a battle, so it's not so bad. Okay, Blighted Burgeoning does give me a 2-2. It does give me a 2-2, but it doesn't really do much else. Well, let's go with this. I'm not really... They don't have that much... I mean, if they had less life, I could, you know, attack with everything just to make them go to a low life total, but... Okay, fine. I guess I'm gonna do this after all. Let's enhance the mountain. Doesn't matter really. Because this will give me a 2-2, which can be useful. Okay, War Historian. I'm gonna play that one too. So if I now attack with everything, let's say if they don't have anything, but they have 2 cards in their hand, but if they don't have anything, they would eat a 2-2 frontliner, and then they would take 2 for 6 damage. I don't think it's quite worth it, especially because they can have something that makes things worse. And there's no rush here. I mean, the only thing that makes me have a little bit of a rush is that any effect that gives this another counter is gonna give them an extra card, and I really don't like that. But maybe next turn. They also can't take more than, you know, they can take 1 hit from Finn, but that's it. Okay, show me what you got. Okay, well, they do have a... they will get an extra card, and of course that will be a huge now. So they get a land and another card. They will have 2 cards in hand. I mean, they might also just play a creature they drew now, but let's see. Hopefully it's nothing that can trade with the Finn, because they are actually forced to trade with Finn soon. They also get this life. Okay, another, but that only triggers actually once per turn, so yeah, they don't get another another card. This thing can only trigger it once. Alright. Streetwise Negotiator. So I can actually give Finn the counter. Then the Bolaslinger can't trade with it, because I'm sure they are gonna trade with Bolaslinger. There's actually no point giving the counter to anyone else, is there? Nope, not really, because the 5/5 can just eat it. Yeah, but 11 life is a lot, because now that they have 2 blockers, if I attack with everything, what's gonna happen? They block. Well, they don't block Finn, which actually would deal 4, because this makes it deal damage based on its toughness. They go to 7, then they block a 2-2 and a 3-3. So they go to 7 from here. They block the frontliner and the historian, so that's 4, 6, 9 damage. They go to 1 and I lose 2 creatures without them losing anything. Oh, that's pretty harsh actually. I do think I just wanna do this. Oh, they still have a... I mean, either a full control, but I think they have a trick. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna attack for 7 and give them the, you know, the poison. I'm not gonna attack with everything yet. I'm at 27. I'm not in a too big of a rush. I can also draw some, you know, Stoke the Flames or one of the black removal spell. I can give him -6/-6 to do list, for example, by sacking a creature. And I can sack easily something here. Okay, that's just a jump block, which I would be fine with. I'm also fine if they use a pump spell here, because that would be a nice 2-for-1, and they would be top decking again. Yeah, aerial booster, that's totally fine. They still lose it because of the death touch, so now all I hope is that they don't draw, more things that give this guy counters, or anything that's a huge creature or a crazy bomb rare. All those things are things that exist in this format, so. But so do lands, so do random 2-drops, so. Okay, they go for the attack now. I mean, I can take 5, but I could also make them use the trick by double blocking with a 2/2/2/2 and a 2/2. Now they wouldn't make this attack if they didn't have something. It could be the thing that says get +1/+1 and protects them from a color. Yeah, I guess because I think the trick has a good chance of giving this a counter. They would draw a card for this turn. I don't want them to draw a card, so I'm sure that if it's a creature they can play it. Now I can actually consider attacking just with everything here. Yep. Okay, well that's gonna be good. I think it's time to throw away one creature now. It really is, because that's gonna deal a lot of damage now to them. Okay, they just had a volcanic spite. Yeah, so if I blocked it more than enough, it actually would have been able to. I would have been able to kill this thing. Well, anyway, they kill that, and they are again top decking, and they still take a lot of damage, and I have a 6/5 traveler here. They are at 4, so they of course need now something very good. Just removing the Timberland Ancient won't be enough, because I have a lethal attack with the rest of my guys, despite them being able to block here. Oh wow, look at, they got to. I guess that's basically just cycling the intervention. Yeah, it's not so big deal in the end, because that only cycled the card, basically, giving this one counter. Yeah, they can attack for 6 now because it's pro-green, but they can't even draw more cards if they happen to get another thing that gives counters. Yeah. But if they got like a backup creature that would have given this a card, so they would have gotten a blocker and another card, that would have been a much better draw for them, but I'm happy they only got this trick. Alright, so couple of seal from existence might be a reason enough for me to play my sideboard card that can get rid of them. Other than that, there's some big creatures they have here. There's an aerial boost. This is also, 3 colors. It's a green-white deck, but it's splashing for volcanic spite. And well, this, they're not splashing for this thing, but this is something they can use to find the red mana for the volcanic spite and whatever else red cards they are splashing. And then of course if they have found the mana already, they can still play this card. So it's a green-white deck with a counter synergy. But I have a bunch of removal, I just didn't draw them, to deal with that thing that draws them cards, for instance. But yeah, the Atraxas Fall is probably what I'm gonna play. Yeah, getting rid of their, it will cost 5 mana because of the Ward 3, but I think it's still worth it, because I have some big hitters they might be able to deal with. Maybe it is. And then I think in this matchup the Thrashing Frontliner can be outclassed quite quickly, so I'm not playing that. Now, do I want to play some other big creature, like another copy of a Timberland Ancient? Do I care about, the Great Sword? There's even the Storm, the Seed Core. I have only 40 seconds time, so yeah, I didn't see too much removal like the Volcanic Spite. Well, I did see these removal spells, so maybe I'm not playing the Storm, the Seed Core. Anything here very bad? I don't think anything is too bad here. I'll just use this same, not the same deck, but I did sideboard one card, but I won't make any other changes for now. Let's see if it goes to game 3. Okay, that's a totally fine hand. Quite like it. Okay, I got now options for turn 2. I think I'm maybe playing the Finn. I can try to threaten with the... This might pick up a counter, so I'm gonna have a death touch blocker for this thing. But I can also start threatening with the poison wind, which usually doesn't happen, but at least it makes the opponent to do something about it. Okay, they had no place right now. Alright, I wonder if I'm just supposed to play the pest now. Yeah, it can find me. It can find me. Not only a land, but also a double-faced card, which I have a bunch of in the deck. Here is one. I don't need the forest. Okay, do they get a counter on this thing now? They will get... This gives target itself. This becomes a 3/3 when another creature they have gets a counter. So, race is on. I got my invasion. Well... I'm not sure if I want to discard anything yet. I think I'm going to play the Blooded Burgeoning and then a 2-drop because I do have mana for that. Yeah, this can be a defensive card now. So let's do it like this, maybe. And maybe play the tracker, because I can untap, you know, this land that can, you know, produce 2 mana, so that's actually quite a lot. Yeah, not gonna attack anymore, I have to block a big guy here now. They might have the spell that gives protection from green, but of course that's just... There's not much I can do about it, because again I didn't find my removal. Not that the -3/-3 necessarily is gonna do too much in here. Well, it also works as a combat trick. I mean, I don't have to be able to kill the creature entirely, but making a 4/4 into a 1/1, you know, helps in combat quite a bit. So, the forest taps for 2 mana. Because they do want to save the brawler apparently. Okay, no, that's... I can't block this thing, it has power 2 or less. You know, limitation, and they're gonna just go deep here. They're gonna deal 6 here, this is gonna become a 4/4. Yeah, of course this has an evasive ability, it's not just a 4/4 vanilla creature. But I wasn't still gonna attack with the Finn because, you know, I wasn't gonna be able to block the brawler here. But how do I deal with this guy? I don't think I can deal with it that easily. I need to find something with the... Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is tap this for some mana. Get a land that I will be discarding. Oh, so I'm gonna get like a forest that's totally extra. And then I'm gonna, you know, play this thing. And I'm really in trouble because of the 6/6 I can't even block right now. Discard the forest. To find something. I can make it into a 3/3, but I still can't block it at all. So I can have 2 more mana available this turn. Well, I'm gonna play the Instructor, at least I'll get to gain some life. I could have just made this into a creature too, but it wouldn't have really helped. Now, could attack the invasion of Mercadia, but it's not really... I mean, I wanna block the Brawler with the Death Toucher. I could, you know, group block it, but it's way too risky. Yeah, the Brawler is a really good 2-drop. It just gets those counters for free. Gonna take 9, go down to 9 now. Hoplite. Okay, they are splashing for this guy too. Alright, so there's a Fertilage favor for me, which makes my creatures able to block the cow, which is very important. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 mana. It is enough for the favor and the nightmare. I could also, do this thing for 6, but then I won't have any other mana. So this says, whenever your creature you control becomes a target of a backup. So I can respond by, if they play a creature with backup, I can then kill this with the collective nightmare if I want to. Alright then. So if I'm gonna play the favor and nightmare. Let's go to combat now. Is there any reasonable attack here? I don't think there really is. I'm just going to, end the turn. I'm going to... I still get to use my mana at the end of the turn, even if they don't do anything. Because I can again use the... They have another brawler. That's a really good deck. Oh boy. Well, I can't do much about that. And they, of course, chain like this. Alright, and there's a... Yeah, okay, so who's gonna... They get to copy it if I let them target something. Ah, this is really nasty. I'm gonna just kill this guy. Okay. Or do they have a trick? I mean, if look at this turn, if they have they played those 2 cards and still have a trick in their hand. Wow. Stoke the flames on there. Well, I mean, I can at least respond to that. I still will die to the 6/6, but I can respond to that. And it can actually block the Kavu now. And the brawler, of course. But these things get more counters. This is, I mean, that was a pretty crazy turn for them. This thing only, actually, the first time, they didn't get as many counters as they maybe could have gotten. But it's still very good for them. I can only, trade with one of them. So they decide to do it like that. I can block the Kavu with the Fearless Scald, so I guess that's fine to just do this. But problem is, of course, I will take 5 points of trample. There's not much I can do about it. At least this will gain me 3. I'm not gonna feed my other creatures. I know I could feed these to gain 2 life, but I think it's just not gonna be as good. Okay. So this is gonna be able to trade with the Kavu. I hope they don't find any other +1/+1 counters. That has been a pretty wild right now. I can also actually kill the... problem is I can't block this. Oh, but I can block it with a 3/3, but it's only a jump block. So, how much mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 mana. Yeah, it's not enough. I will have 4 mana after I have done this, so... But it's really tempting to just kill it right now, but maybe it's just not what I'm supposed to do here. Okay, I hope they don't get any more counters. I can also just actually, give a counter on the pest, so that allows me to... Yeah, this makes maybe some sense. I could attack into the invasion of Mercadia now. It doesn't have vigilance though. It doesn't have vigilance. They would probably block with the sentinel. I'm actually gonna go for it. Make them jump block with the sentinel. I think I'm gonna still have the ability to survive here, because this Scald will trade with the... Okay, so they actually do make it so that I get my creature. That's a 3/3 creature. I'm very happy they didn't go for the jump block there. Now I'm gonna gain some life, and then I can use the Potent Tracker to untap the land and make my 2/2 into a creature, this incubator into a creature. Now I like my chances, even if they find a way to make a +1/+1 counter, unless it's like the protection spell. Because I will be flipping these instructions very soon, and I can get rid of the Brawler and the Sentinel. Even the Sentinel isn't an issue, of course, it's just a 2/2, but... Well... Did they top deck something great? Their previous turn was pretty good. I mean, was that like a 3 or 4 relevant spells? At least 3 relevant spells. Did they top deck something that gives a counter? I mean, I'm at 7. I'm not, and I have what, 2 creatures that can, you know, block this jump block if nothing else. This doesn't have trample. This thing has. So well, they definitely drew something that targets their creature. They wouldn't be, you know, hovering over them otherwise, unless they're reading what this thing do. It seems like they didn't. I mean, if they just top deck the land here, that would be amazing for me. I would kill these on the next turn. But they have a Come on. What is this? That's insane. So I can't even kill it. I can only jump block it. Wow. It has trample too. Wow, what a top deck. What a top deck. Because I need one more, you know, I can double block with the Fearless Scald and the Flame right here, but it's only 9 damage I can deal, and none of these other guys can block it. And if I jump block, I take 7. Yeah, this is... What a draw. And they just top deck that thing. Well, I mean... It's gonna be a 7/7. It won't have trample on the next turn, but it's gonna be a 7/7. Sorry, a 10/10. Alright, well, I mean, I will die unless I block with both of these. And I can't block it with anything else. I can deal 9 damage to it. But I will, because the trample will kill me otherwise. And now I have to still block the other guys here. Are you kidding me? Can't even kill. Okay, I'm actually... I mean, because I can't even kill either of these. I mean, I can kill these and then take 3. Okay, I mean, this is not gonna work because they have the huge creature which I don't think I can kill. I have to do like this to not die, right? Oh, I was supposed to actually... I was so tilted, I was supposed to make this into a 2/2. It wouldn't have changed much, but... Yeah, I mean, if they got something else, but now they had to have that thing that made me, you know, block with all this stuff. I'm gonna lose the 2 pest creatures here. They have a 10/10 guy here. It can't be blocked by my creatures now. I mean, it can be blocked with this 3/3, and I can, you know, I can't even kill this now because I would have to use now. What a sick top deck. There was no... I mean, I didn't have one turn there. I didn't have even one turn there. Am I gonna play my own Storm the Seed Core here? I don't know how many creatures I'm gonna have here. They had some removal. Why don't I find my removal? It would be so easy. I guess I found one. I mean, I think in this matchup the Invasion of Kaldheim just won't be as good as something like a Storm the Seed Core, so I'm gonna do that. That's swap there, and let's do like this. I do want to see the Invasion of Kaldheim in action, but maybe in some later matchup. Okay, at least my starting hands have been decent. There's no two-drop here, but I will at least be on the play, and I can play the Surveyor into the Jumping Kavu, get my black mana, have this trick available, which can be quite nice with this. Okay, well now I do have some removal here. That is good. They have no 2-drop here. That is also good. Okay, they didn't have a 2-drop on the previous turn, so I didn't expect them to have it now either. I was actually... No, I think I'd rather have a 4-4. Now they might have... well, it's not like I have a lot of options here, but they might have the burn spell that deals 3 damage to a creature because they have... Now they could have a lot of other things too, but I mean this is a triggered ability. They can respond to this thing, but it's not really feasible for me to... Maybe I was supposed to target this and attack for 2. Because they can kill this and then I lose the counter regardless. I really don't like it. I'm actually gonna do this now. I missed out on 1 damage, but I think they have the deal... I mean, they might have the deal 3 damage to a creature. And they would have responded to that trigger, yeah. So now I at least got the counter out of it. They would be at 20 if I thought through of it. And I was first thinking that the 2-3 is so irrelevant, but it's not, because I have the further edge favor. So if they block this with a 4-4, you know, I can just play my favor here. Okay, Invasion of Mercadia could discard something, but no. Now it's of course, you may discard a card, but... I don't think I need to do anything like that. And I also don't expect them to be blocking here. But I'm still, you know, doing this. Because I need the mana. So, get the mountain number 2. That also allows me to use the Stoke the Flames without convoking of red creatures. Now another land will give me this. I might have a window for this thing. It really depends on if they tap out on something or what are they gonna do. That's a life linker. Okay, yep, that's gonna be tapped. Blighted Burgeoning. I think I could actually do it like this. Now I will have I will have my Collective Nightmare mana here. So I'm gonna do the Invasion of Mercadia so that I'm gonna discard the Blighted Burgeoning here. Then I can attack into this invasion. It's a 4 defense battle, so I can just you know, make them jump block, or maybe use a trick that allows me to, you know, do something. I actually am supposed to do it like this, so I can use the Convoke ability. No, don't do like this. What? Why is that doing like this? Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. So now I can still convoke the Negotiator here. I'm gonna still give the counter to the Negotiator, and then if they have something, I can always use my Collective Nightmare. They might be a little bit, you know, suspecting why did I play the Negotiator now, but they saw the Collective Nightmare in the previous game. But I mean, it's not like they are in a good shape. They can jump block, that's totally fine for me. They can, you know, just let this happen. I will get this thing cast. That's very good for me. And of course, if they block and use a trick, I can respond to that. So this is all very nice. And I'm not gonna use my removal into their open mana. They have another one of these volcanic spites, do they? Stoke the Flames. Well, now it's time to do like this and do like this. Now they have a life linker here, which they can combine with tricks, but I still didn't want to, of course, have them, you know, let them have the Bolas linker that's just outright tapping my blockers. So now they have to have a trick in order to attack. And of course I do have to stoke the flames, so if they attack I think I'll just take... Okay, well that's, you know, good, because now I have my ancient. I guess they got rid of a 4-5, but do they have an attack now with the Sanctifier? They didn't attack, at least. Well, I can attack myself. And I still have an invasion of Mercadia, so I'm not gonna play the forest now. Because I have 2 of these cards in my deck. I have 8 minutes and 20 seconds. I think that's gonna be enough. So... another seal from existence, perhaps. Storm the seed core like that. I mean, if they have another trick, this is a good attack for them, so... I mean, I'm gonna go for it. Because it has vigilance. Okay, early boost. Sure. Sure. So now that means that... that means now a couple of things. I can make this into a 7/7 attacker. But I think I'd rather just play this guy and then have the Convoke up. No, it doesn't actually... yeah. Maybe I should just play this. I mean, I will have the Convoke up regardless. Hey, let's go for it. Let's just hope they don't actually... let's not do like that. I need a double red there. It has vigilance for this turn, and now... I just hope they don't find the second copy of the seal from existence that I know they have. That was an actual top deck. They had an empty hand, and they already had drawn one of these. Now they have a 6/6 lifelinker, and I have to use 2 cards to get rid of it. Unless they top deck again. That's really insane that how they have drawn in both of these games. I mean, the critical turns they have just... Oh, I was supposed to freak that. Of course I didn't have... I'm normally when you do this, you know, you block and use a removal burn spell. That's of course, you do it in the end step. Because why would you do it in combat? But of course now because of the Convoke I needed to use it and I let the damage happen, so... Opponent top decked into an empty hand, a very critical spell in both games, but what can I do? Also I made a mistake. I could have, you know, still won that game if I didn't make the mistake of not using the Convoke spell in combat. That was autopiloting. I didn't think through. Okay, I again got a very nice hand here. But man, that previous match... I mean, the opponent is totally innocent about their top decks. Of course, they use their top decks like they should, but... yeah, they just had all the things they needed. There was no real spot in there in the match that they wouldn't have had some kind of a trick that saved them, and then they top decked what they needed when they had run out of the tricks. And of course, I mean, if I use the Convoke spell in combat, they lose their creature. Maybe they had just a land in hand. Maybe I top deck something very good and I turn the game and win that way. That was totally possible for me to win. But I didn't use the spell, which made me unable to get rid of the 6/6. So that's what you get when you're tilting. But here the opponent did mulligan to 5. And I have a good start in here. So let's hope I can, I don't know, win at least this game. But of course I need to win 2 games in the match. But based on my hand and the fact that they did mulligan to 5, I should be in a very decent shape here. And this has lifelink, so I really don't want to let them attack with it freely. So I can attack for 3 now. I don't mind if they double block. But let's say they take the 3, which is most likely what's gonna happen. Then they have a free attack with the Sanctifier. Unless I play my frontliner and trade, I guess I can try to be a little bit aggressive here. Okay, they chose to not... Okay, I don't know what's going on. What was that block about? Okay, that's something I really didn't expect to happen. I'm very happy they chose to do that line. They just threw away a 1-1 to not go to 17. Okay, I suppose they have some convoking stuff going on. Well, I can now play just the slasher, I suppose. There's no reason to play this. I guess I could play this and then, you know, make it into a 2-2 there. But I prefer to have the slasher up, actually. Maybe. Do I? Oh, I'm gonna attack with both. Maybe they make some ridiculous blocks like they did on the previous turn. Okay, now that's what I like to see. Let's clear the board here. Now, with that, I definitely play my 4-3 Meneskai. I mean, trading resources while mulligan into 5 is really not so great for them. Okay, so let's see if they can top deck some backup creatures. Here I don't even need to play the burgeoning steel. I guess I could have played the burgeoning and the historian, but I'd rather do this because now I have the option to get rid of this hoplite on the next turn. I have the 6th mana regardless. So wonder if I just should do it. I can have black mana for that after I have cast this, but I think it's just, you know, let's do this and see if they did, you know, get the instant speed removal spell. They did not, so this is a lot easier than in the previous match. Well, of course, partly because the opponent mulliganed to 5, but they also made an odd choice regarding mulliganing. Right, so now I can do this, I suppose. Now if they block, I can make it into... I don't have to sack anything, so I can just make it into a 1-2 and it will... although... I could also just win, because I can sack an artifact. This is an artifact, so, you know, this is 10 damage, so why let them block when I can just win? Okay. That was a little bit of a more relaxing now than what I had in the previous game. Oh, they have many of these 1-1s, which means I definitely don't need the dreadship at all. It's very bad against 1-1s. And anything else that's bad here? I kinda like everything in this deck. And again, my sideboard also has cards I would like to play, but this is what I have room for. And I'm gonna still try the Invasion of Kaldheim. It's actually quite decent against decks that have, you know, multiple 2 toughness creatures. And the white red is most likely to have them. So I can actually use my lands for removal, or as removal. So let's do that. Just no sideboarding now. Okay, again I have a decent hand. They kept 7 now too. Yeah, my starting hands definitely have been very good in this event now. I'm supposed to play the tracker. Well, let's see what I draw and what they do, but this is better. Yeah, I don't think I need the tracker because it gives me 4 mana on the next turn, but I'm not gonna use the favor on the next turn. So let's play the 2-2, which, you know, I can actually attack. I can even make it into a 3-3 if I really want to, but that's quite unlikely. I'd rather just play a spell. Okay, they can back. Okay, they get a copy of this backup ability. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. Well. Well. So if I play this, I will have access to 5 mana on the next turn, but don't think it matters. Just get this, and I suppose it's another forest now. When this thing dies, its counters move to another creature they have. Right. Okay, at least that doesn't have backup, but it's a decent card. But then again, I'm able to block those 2/2s quite easily. Now I have 4 mana, I can, you know, have the Fertility's favor up this turn. Or I can just play a couple of guys. I think I can take some damage, so I'm gonna do this. Because with both the Fertility's favor and the Potent Tracker, I'm able to play the Ancient on the next turn. Okay, that's that and that's that. Well, I have a very good blocker in the Skittering Surveyor on the Dreadship now. And yeah, I don't mind. I can block with a 2/2. The frontliner blocks a 2/2. I can take some damage from the Hoplite. Not a big deal. That's totally fine if they attack with that. Okay, I got a removal spell. That's very good. I can sacrifice the Spell Spear. So how do I do this? I can of course just play the Ancient here. I do want to get rid of this before it gets to copy other abilities, but I could also kind of get him with the Fertility's favor here. I can make this into a 3/3 and eat a creature for free. This will be a 3/3. This will be a 6/5. I think it's fine. It is fine. I don't want them to copy anything, or I don't want them to untap and have the protection spell or something like that. So I'm gonna just do it right now. And then I can use the Fertility's favor, and then on the next turn I can play the Ancient. They don't attack with the 1/2 for some reason, which that's weird. Well, let's try this. They seem to have some kind of trick, but well, I guess at least I'm gonna get my land, because this is targeting a player too. But can they make the creature go away? Okay. That is a spell they could have... that also explains why they left that thing there. I'll get my Swamp in case I draw multiple black spells, but that is a card that could have been able to get rid of this Timberland Ancient. I'm not going to play the Forest, because again I have a couple of battles that, you know, want me to have a discardable cards in hand. Well, that's one of them. So should I first find something else, or no, I think I'm first seeing what I draw here, and I don't need to swamp. I can, if I draw 2 black spells, that's incredibly unlikely, so let's just tap that. So now I can of course attack into that thing, and now that I draw the, if they go for the triple block, I can even punish them with the Collective Nightmare. So I get that thing now, that's pretty sweet. I can play the... I guess the War Historian is better now than the Pest. It's a 3/3. And I can still Convoke with this thing, because I have the black mana there, so... If they have some tricks. I can counter. Okay, that is only a -3/-3, so sadly not going to kill that 3/4 right now. But it's not like they have attacks, so... Okay, and this thing says, please card a card, create 2 creatures you control get play. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, but let's do this first. I don't again need more than 1 black mana up. That got me a land that I can use for the Flame Bright. Yeah, if I want to... Yeah, I'm actually going to play this. I mean, it's kind of waste, but I do think it's making some kind of sense. Offering a trade here. I'm not gonna attack with my 1/1s because I need them for the Convoke. But I am gonna do this. Because now I can attack with the Pest. Although I guess I could attack with the 2/1/2. No, I'm gonna just do like this. This is fine. And now I have a decision here if I want to save my War Historian or not. This is gonna become a 4/5. It's fine. It is fine. Because if they attack with it, I can double block it and make it into a 1/2. But I don't think they're gonna attack with it because I will win the race. It doesn't have vigilance. Okay, now that is very nice. I'm not gonna even bother with anything right now. I'm gonna just do this. And do I have the mana to get rid of that Intercessor on the next turn? Because if I paid 6 for this, yeah, I think I exactly have it, so... without playing the forest, I mean. This is 6 mana now. Let's see if they have any instant speed stuff. Now like that, and then I can do this, tap these, and like so. And now I get my thing back and I can attack for a 6 and then have a massive board here. Alright. Well, again, this is a totally keepable hand. I don't have the way to make black mana yet, but I have a 2-drop. I can dig for more lands or whatever. I can even forest cycle this thing. I have a 3-drop if I do draw the land. Opponent did mulligan there. That's another 2. Okay, Thalia. Okay, well, I have just a thing. It's actually kind of bad because I can't now play the Invasion of Mercadia in case I miss my land drops, but I still can forest cycle this, and of course this is good at blocking Thalia. And so is the Herbology Instructor. So they're gonna make a Thalia into a 3/2 now. Okay then. Well, that is good, because that will allow me to get rid of the Thalia. It's my black mana now. So I'm gonna do this. I don't need the forest cycle right now, I can just play the instructor. And now even though I don't have 4 lands necessarily, I can use Convoke to still pay to deal with the Thalia. And if they, for example, tap out, I think I would go for it on my turn, but let's see what happens. They went to 6 cards and I think they were on the play, so they are therefore only at 2 cards left in their hand. So if I can stabilize this somehow, and of course I have the means to do that, this should be rather easy. Now they didn't tap out, so also for some reason they didn't attack. I mean, this has first strike, so if I double block they can kill the other one and this is not gonna die if they kill the Fang Bearer first, but oh well. I got the land, which is really good news, of course. And now I can even play the land and the War Historian and still use the Collective Nightmare. I don't think I have any reason to, you know, do anything on my turn right now. If they were tapped out, that would be different. Let's see if they use 4 mana or 3 mana for this thing. Okay, now they are tapped out. So, okay, they could have Convoke spells, but then they have a Convoke spell. They did not. And now, okay, again a land that's really good, but it's also tempting just to ditch the land on the invasion of Mercadia. But I do want to have my lands for the instructor and the, you know, this thing. That said, if I draw 2 cards, I might find easily 1 land regardless. And this has indestructible when it attacks a battle, so I think it's worth it. So let's use this mana. And it's, I mean, you don't have to do this, but I want to discard the forest to draw 2. Okay, and I got 2 lands, so that's actually kind of perfect outcome. So now I can, for the first time, use this thing like this. They actually don't even have a good block. They have to jump or take the 3 damage on the thing. There's no point attacking with the other guys, even with me having the Collective Nightmare. Okay. So again I have a Collective Nightmare up. Next turn I can play the Ancient. I can use the Historian to attack into this thing. And if they drop something that's big enough to block, you know, I can still use the Collective Nightmare to deal with it. So I'm rather certainly getting this Kyren Flame right. Well, they might have removal on the War Historian. But they have only 2 cards left, so they can't have too amazing stuff. I mean, of course they can have 2 bomb rays, but on average. Because I still have the Herbology in the instructor able to flip now, dealing with probably the Order of the Mirror, because this will be the best creature they have once it flips. And it doesn't cost that much mana even. So the War Historian is gonna get dealt with like that, okay. That's fine. So, am I gonna use the Nightmare end of turn? I don't think it's better to use it as a trick. Okay, they're gonna say that's gonna go like that. Alright, fine. Do I wanna redraw it? I think I want to. So let's have it. And now I can of course block one of their guys and maybe kill. They all have vigilance, so they will be able to block. So wait a minute. Oh, actually this is not so bad. Because they are gonna be, they can't have a good block now because of the Collective Nightmare. And me flipping these things. So let's just prevent some damage here and deal with them. Do I want to kill this? Yeah, let's do this. And let's do this. Now I was gonna kill this, but now I won't because it's tapped. And now what I can do is, can of course do exactly this, like so, and pay with life, deal with this guy, and now they, basically either jump block or give me the thing from the battle. So that is a really nice tool of the instructor. And then I have this thing coming up. Marshal of Sulfur is good, but maybe not so good here. They can, make this go around, but I mean, I'm at 17. I'm not too worried. But they can deal 4 damage to me right now. I go to 13. But I will have this, which is actually useless against this because this makes it into an O2. Death touch doesn't really help there. So they are offering the trade with their flame right, which of course they should be offering. They should actually attack with both of those guys. I might have been forced to block the 3-3 in that case, but now I can just take it, of course. The flame right is way too useful. I can attack with the invoker. This is only flanking, so when it blocks, it doesn't give -1/-1. Yep, so I will be attacking with the invoker. I don't mind if they block with the 3-3. Then I let the trade happen. If they block with the 4-4, I will use the flame right. Discard the forest and then play the fin. So that's all fine. I'll keep the pressure here. They take it, so now they can tap this, but I mean, if they tap it on their turn, then this is not available on my turn. So I don't think. But if they can attack with this thing, and it will actually trade with the ancient because it will be a 5-4 if it blocks that particular thing. Now this all will be getting trample. I don't know, not a haste with the Chiron Flame, right? But it's actually not enough against the 4-4, but I can take Finn the Fangbearer here if I want to. So let's do that, because they will get haste. So I'm gonna see if they wanna tap something. I'm not gonna use the Flame Bright yet. Unsurprisingly, they do tap that, so now I can make it so that I can force some trades. Do I want to force the Finn? Yeah, I think I will. So let's do this. Discard the forest, get a couple of 1/1s, which I won't be attacking with. They seem to have a card in their hand. I mean, they have a card, but something that does something. Anyway, whatever. I will, of course, I'm willing to offer all the trades here because I will eventually flood the board with these 1/1s. Because these are not temporary. These won't get to exile or anything at the end step. They will, in fact, continue existing on the battlefield, so you can just overwhelm the opponent the longer the game goes. Another Marshal of Sulfur. That is... Okay, so they didn't actually have anything that has instant speed. But yeah, that's a pretty sweet deck, seems to be. Negotiator. Yeah, the frontliner isn't necessarily as good as 2 1/1s, so... But then again, the 5-5 does mean that I won't have any good attacks. Let's see, I can make the fin... No, I'm not gonna make the fin any bigger. I think I will just... I mean, I can make the fin deal a bunch of damage, but then it will just trade with the Order of the Alabaster Host. So I think I'm just going to... Well, let them tap the Ancient now. like so, and then I will attack with the fin, and I think I'm gonna make it deal 2. I don't assume them to block here, but if they do, I mean, then of course I don't do it, but I'm gonna deal the additional damage. The thrashing frontliner isn't as good as 2 1-1s, because these 1-1s will get, you know, they will get of course boosted, but I'm gonna play this. I think I wanna play the 3-3 here. Now they can start tapping 2 of my guys, but of course they are already facing a lot of damage from all these thanks to the Kite and Flamerite. So all my creatures will deal 2 at least with the Flamerite. Okay, they draw 2 cards, but they won't have, of course, tapping for more than 1, which would be the Ancient most likely, unless they have a removal. Yeah, but this is how this card just takes over the game. It's a really good battle. Because the front side is doesn't ask much. And because many battles give you great creatures, but they might not have an amazing front side, or maybe it has a lot of defense, but this has only 4. Okay, so now I think it's just time to attack with everything. So let's do this, because I drew this. They can tap the 7/5, then they can eat 2 of my guys for free, but then they take, I think, lethal damage if they... I mean, they will have only 1 mana up, plus of course convoking 2 untapped creatures. Yeah. And I'm at 14, so I'm not gonna die to the counter attack. Okay, so they don't go for any tappings there. Well, these things deal 11. I'm not dying, so they have to have a way to survive here and also a way to kill. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be enough. No, because this thing has trample also, so that's just not gonna be enough. I have way too much damage coming up. Well, I don't know if it's way too much, but this will trample for 2, so this is more than they have life. So let's see what they go to. They go to -1. Yep. Double Marshal of Sulfur. That's a Knight deck for sure. Anything else worth noting here? Pretty basic stuff here. Basic stuff. So, anything that is particularly excellent against what I saw? Definitely not the Storm the Siege Core. This is not so good against tappers. And the equipment are bad against tappers as well. Don't really think there's anything. I saw 1 Realm Breaker's Grasp, but I don't think 1 is enough to make me sideboard the Atrax's Fall. I didn't see any flyers either. Did I? Nope. I did not. So I don't really think... Oh, I had the Render Inner. Did I? I mean, this of course can remove counters from my sagas. Not sagas, but... well, if I had sagas that would work, but I mean... from my sieges or battles, but I have only 3 battles, so I don't think I want to do this. But this would have been really decent against the first round opponent, because I just totally forgot this card's existence, but I would have been able to use this card against them in many ways, because they had +1/+1 counters. It was a mistake not to sideboard it in the first match. But yeah, I don't think anything here is like bad against what I saw. No, I'm just going to have the same deck for now. Maybe there's like some kind of fine-tuning I wanna make if it goes to game 3. Well, I definitely can't. I mean, my opponent have mulliganed. All my opponents have mulliganed a lot in this event, and I have had mostly very good starting hands, including this one. 3 lands, all these 2 drops. Very nice curve out potential here. And I have a War Historian with Invasion of Mercadia, although they again play Thalia here to make it a little bit awkward, but I'll just play my Negotiator here. I know I could have gone with a Potent Tracker, then I have a potential to play a Fang and a Negotiator, but I think this 3/3 can... well, it doesn't do anything, but it could have. You know, an early 3/3 can help you deal some damage. They don't have the blue mana yet. Okay, so this could be another one of those rather easy games. Let's see if they have a trick there to... no, they don't. So now I can play these, and next turn I can actually just beat the Invasion of Mercadia, even have the excess land to discard for it. Yeah, this is a non-game for sure. I should tap like this, so if I draw any land I can still play the Tracker or the Fin, because I have to pay extra because of Thalia. I still am gonna discard this. I guess I could discard the Tracker too, but I like the Tracker here. So this is gonna attack here, this is gonna attack here. Yep. That's pretty much game over unless they have a Rat, and of course there is a very good white Rat in this format, so let's see if they're gonna be able to cast that. They would need actually a 6th land for that. First strike as long... okay. This has first strike, this will trade. I do have my favor, but I don't have the mana for it thanks to Thalia, so... am I gonna trade? Yeah. Oh, I have the Collective Nightmare, so actually that means I will... in fact... do like this. Doesn't seem like they have anything. But now I have the Convoked Collective Nightmare here, so I'm gonna just attack with the Menace guy, of course. If they double block, that would be great for me. And now I could use the Collective Nightmare, but I would just take the 2 for 1 here. But they didn't go for it, so I can now just play one of my many things. I mean, I can actually play around the Rat effect. So I should, I suppose. They will get such a big incubator though, because it will exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They would have a 7 counter incubator. I'm not sure it's easy to deal with that. I guess that's a reason to keep the Fin in my hand. I'll play the Instructor. Okay. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge because of their, mulligan and mana issues. And they had just a 2-color deck, so it's not because they played multiple colors, they just got unlucky there. My match fun was still winnable if I didn't make the mistake with the Convoke spell. I let the creature die before I cast my Convoke spell. I mean, I wasn't like a big favorite to win given the life totals in the game 3, but there was a chance to still come back and win the game, but I didn't because of my mistake, and the rest of the 2 matches were definitely a lot easier. But it's a shame I didn't remember to sideboard in the Render Inherit, because while I can use it to defeat my own battles, I can also use this against, players that use the +1/+1 counter cards, and they of course had a lot of that. A shame, because this would have been an excellent sideboard card against that opponent. Sadly, I never got to play the Invasion of Kaldheim. I don't think I really had it in my hand even, so that I would have had the opportunity to play it. So I have no experience from this card yet. I don't think it's that good, but I really wanted to try it because the Pyre of the World Tree that's a pretty strong effect. You can't deny that. Yeah, well, I guess I'll just try it some other time if I find it in a draft. But yeah, this was now a 2-1. I think the deck didn't really have any great bombs, but I mean, it doesn't have to have great bombs. Something maybe what I should say is that the herbology instructors are really sweet, because 1-3 for 2 very passive. I mean, not passive, but a defensive card, of course. But gain 3 life. That's a lot actually in limited. That can really make it so that the opponents are raising plans, for example, get messed up because I randomly gain 3 life. And then, of course, when you transform it, it can just kill something for free, and it will be a 3-3. So it's like a 6 mana 3-3 that gives -3 toughness to something as an ETP. So that is it's a decent card. It's not like it's not a there have been some 4 mana cards that kill something upon entering, but this is still really decent because it also functions as a very early defensive play. Then, well, if you have those battles, the war historians and the slashers are really decent. I sadly there was like one attack when this was indestructible, but then the opponent did use removal on it just to prevent it from being able to do the same attack. But yeah, I like the battles archetype, and also the ease of splashing in this format makes it so that if you find these very splashable cards, definitely it's worth going for it, especially if you are green, but sometimes even if you are not green, because of the lands like Bloodfell Caves, Skittering Surveyor, and there's also the Vehicle 2-drop that can add any mana. Alright, but that's it. Still didn't get to trophy. Well, I did trophy earlier in the set, but haven't been able to do that in a while, but maybe at some point I will. But 2 wins still fine. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.